Today you go kayaking on a lake that is like a fjord flanked by mountain faces. It is Lake Hallstatt in Austria. And as the nicest way to discover its beauty is a trip on a lake, you get a kayak and start paddling. Your goal today is to paddle all the way to the town Hallstatt, an ancient salt mine and alpine fairytale-like village with unparalleled views of the Austrian Alps. It's situated on Lake Hallstatt's western shore. You also start your trip at the western shore, but while the town is at the bottom, you start at the head of the lake and have about 5 kilometers to cover to get to the village. The water is very shallow and the lake mirror-like. It's like in a dream, already. And this is meant to be the less exciting part of the lake. You can't wait to see what's to come, but at the same time you just enjoy the here and now, paddling and contemplating everything around you. You started at a bay and now point the bow of the kayak towards the middle of the lake. Looking to your right, in the far back you see the mountains rising out of the lake and you slowly start to understand what's awaiting you. Impressive mountains that make this lake appear like a fjord. And all that in the middle of Austria, that's insane to think. You would easily agree if someone said that you are in Norway, but then you spot cows at the shore of the lake and take that as a clear sign that you actually are in Austria. You made it to the middle of the lake, pointing the kayak directly to the bottom of the lake, where mountains steeply arise. Somewhere there must be Hallstatt too. However, you can't see the village yet. You focus on what's around you right now. For sure, the highlight will be the end of the trip, but already this part of the lake is absolutely beautiful. You sharpen your focus and try to seize every moment, not thinking about the past or future, which makes the present moment much fuller and meaningful. You know what you want in the near future, but the only time to take action is right now. Those moments right now are so fulfilling. You're so glad you take them and make time that is dedicated just for yourself. Even though it might just be a few minutes of moving, it affects your mood so positively. You gift yourself doing it. You make time to move your body, and your body shows gratitude, making you feel overall better. Being aware of this positive effect makes it easier to get moving over and over again. You're making progress. The mountains at the bottom of the lake already appear closer and bigger. You slowly approach the right bank to have a closer look at it. You couldn't really tell from the distance, but what you can see truly is a road built into the mountain. That's probably the only way to reach the village from land. It's impressive what we are able to build and do when we really want something. Where there's a will, there's always a way. Just the way is not always easy. You reflect thinking about the road you just saw. You kind of got lost in paddling forward and enjoying your time on the lake. Now, directing your gaze forward again, you spot houses in the very far back. At least you think that are houses and assume that this might be Hallstatt. It feels good to see that you're heading the right way. It proves to you that you made progress already and motivates you to keep going. You're about halfway, which you cannot believe. time really flies when you fully focus on something, and those views make it even easier. You just can't stop being amazed by this gorgeous scenery. Behind every corner there's something new to discover and explore. There's some cute wooden houses to your right at the shore which you have a look at, the high mountains that continue to attract your attention, but you also appreciate the little things, like a few swans that are floating on the water just like you in the kayak. You feel like you only made little progress the last minutes, but you remind yourself that you want to appreciate the little things more, because little means that you made progress, and little always has the potential to become something better. And it's me who determines that something little becomes something bigger, you note, as you pick up speed pushing a little harder. You directed the kayak back to the middle of the lake, and those views blow your mind. Now you 100% couldn't tell whether this is a lake or a fjord. Amazing, stunning, gorgeous, beautiful. That's the sort of words that come to your mind watching this. You keep going, shaking your head as you just can't believe you're really experiencing this right now. It's not only the impressive lake and mountain views, it's also the fact that you're here on the middle of the lake and there's nobody around you. It is just you and nature. It is so calming even though you're working hard. You feel very connected with yourself and nature right now. Overall, you feel very present and that makes you feel alive. You were listening to the sound of water that was the only sound around you until you spot a boat in the distance. It's getting more lively, which is a sign that you're getting closer to the village. You're not even sure if you want to get to the livelier village. You feel very happy here, very relaxed even though you're moving, very connected even though you're alone, very fulfilled in the vast mountains, and you want to get to the village at the same time as you want to stay here in the middle of the lake. What's to come is uncertain, while you know what the present is like. Uncertainty scares us and we stay in our comfort zone, but most time the things ahead of us are even better than we can imagine. You're striving for the better, cause you're sure it will be. You target the village and keep going. Every few minutes you're saying out loud, "Oh wow, that's so pretty. I can't believe it. Is this true? Am I really here?" You know you are, and that makes you so content. Magnificent views of the mountains just keep impressing you. And getting closer to Hallstatt, a beautiful view on the village opens up as well. You're drying, but you no longer find words for this. This mirror-like lake, the mountains reflecting on the water, and now also the village being reflected in the lake, although it gives you a lovely picture itself without the reflections. And then on top, this feeling that you got here all by yourself with your own muscle power exceeds everything you pictured with your imaginative power before the trip. You're nearly at the shore. It won't get better than this, you realize. You slow down the kayak and keep it in this position facing the village. You admire this magical place and promise yourself to get out of your comfort zone in the future over and over again. There are so many things awaiting you that you cannot imagine and would never see and experience if you never tried to make it there. You made it. I'm impressed. That's moments we move for.